Welcome to Uncle Weepy's Depression Dungeon, the least helpful self-help podcast. Here are your hosts, Paul Armstrong and Jeremy Fuchsa.
Howdy. Hi.
Howdy.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I just walked in the door.
You should open it first.
Yeah, well, that's part of my pain at the moment.
I've had a very large White Russian.
Very nice. Very good.
Because why not? Just why not?
It's big week.
Is it sports things that are keeping you out?
Oh yeah, sports things, man. All the sport. No, I have a kindergartner who's now in Cub Scouts and a fifth grader who's now in Boy Scouts, and I'm a leader for both, and so I have committee meetings for both. And usually the Cub Scout committee meetings are on Thursdays, but they had a special edition tonight, and I just didn't make it out of there as quickly as I wanted to. So I am sorry.
Edition?
Yeah.
Special edition means
because special edition means we're getting ready to have our recruiting night at the elementary schools, and so it's.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a special edition of Different Strokes or something like that.
No.
Hey kids,
No.
we're all here to talk about gun safety, and we're going to show you grisly videos of.
No, it wasn't the one where everybody learns a valuable lesson. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that probably needs to happen more often than not. But so
Scouting it up.
scouted. It's all scouted. It's good. Scouty.
Scooted?
Scooted. Scooted.
The past tense of scouted is scooted.
Yeah. I feel like we have a ton of stuff to talk about.
We probably do. I don't even know where. What would be easiest? Start with your new career, because I don't think we talked about that last time.
Do what?
We did talk about you accepting your.
We did. We talked a little bit about it.
We talked about you getting the offer.
Right. Got
And
the
you
offer
had not
accepted.
heard back.
Yeah. I now have a date. It's September 10th. So,
Okay, so you haven't officially started yet. You
No,
got
I
some
have
time.
not.
That's
I have
nice.
not officially started yet. So yeah, I'm still just trying to wrap up all my.
Yeah, right.
stuff.
You have to still make money until a week and a half or so from now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and luckily, I had a few things that need to be finished, so I'm trying to finish that up. But now, do you still want to talk about what you wanted to talk about last week?
I feel a little bit better, but still, you got to keep up. Maybe we could talk about it in vague terms. I don't know. I think
Well-
it's office politics is really what it is, and that's just never fun.
Yeah.
I think everyone must be a part. I mean, politics are really just human nature, isn't it? Really, just another way of saying we're all kind of selfish.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, because it really comes down to, the politics are all
want
about
this thing, I wanna
why
get
I'm
this
right.
thing.
I want this thing because
You're in
it's
my
the
way.
right thing, and you're in my way because you're thinking or doing or wanting the wrong thing.
Or I want a thing, you have the thing that I want, you're not giving me the thing that I want, then I will do whatever I can to get the thing for myself.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it no matter what. Yeah.
That's politics. Mm-hmm. In the office or in life or in your home, I guess. But, I mean, I guess that would boil it down to is we are selfish beings. We either are selfish in a way of protecting ourselves or going after things for ourselves. The hierarchy of needs, essentially, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I saw a pretty interesting article unrelated to anything we've talked about before. It was the hierarchy of imagination.
Tell me more.
Let me find the Booty Snooty. It's really short. It's barely an article. It's just the pyramid. At the bottom of the pyramid is reflex, the widest part, which is instinctive and immediate reaction to external stimulus. Pretty understanding, which they defined as just anyone's response to an issue, just like whatever you think of first, boom. And that's like the lowest level of imagination. Second level is problem solving, creativity that is constrained by reality, quote unquote street smarts, quote unquote execution. Third level is creativity, which is rubbing together two good ideas, or they put quote unquote bonded applied imagination. And then the top is imagination itself, which is completely unconstrained, pure and unapplied. This hierarchy of imagination. I'm like, I have to think about this thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I guess in any hierarchy of need, you're always going to have one of those, or at least obviously they build upon. You're always going to have an immediate reaction. Someone presents a problem. Your first instinct is reflex. Like, hey, I want a logo for soap. You're like, oh, Bubbles, bar soap. And, like in terms of, first reactions. Like, well, that's what everyone probably thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Suds, Bubbles, bar of soap, The first reaction is what everyone does. Second reaction is like, street smarts. Well, that is my reaction, which is, well, I know that everyone's going to think that thing. That makes me more creative. I know that everyone's going to do that. So my next response is, how about if it's a little starburst or something? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think creativity. Sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I'm flying off the cuff here. I'm not doing very good of my own hierarchy of imagination. Rubbing together two ideas. That one's confusing to me.
Yeah, that
it sounds dirty.
Well,
and yes. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I immediately went to a dirty place in my mind, and it triggered a thought of an article that I read today about the apparent bigger problem than you would think about people masturbating on airplanes.
What?
Yeah.
What? I think I want to stop what we're talking about right now, and we are transitioning. Hard stop.
Hard stop. With that hierarchy of imagination problem.
Now.
No.
So many questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
is this bathroom related?
No.
Seat related?
Oh, no, it's seat related.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
no.
So
being caught?
Yeah. So
like
Yeah. Fascinating fact number 1. Did you know that masturbating on an airplane is a federal offense?
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's
an air crime.
It's an air crime. And if
is there I know they have maritime court. Do they have
aviation court? I don't know.
I was going to say aeratime.
Aeratime.
It's not good.
Yeah,
aviation court.
You can expect a FBI agent to be waiting for you when you get off the jetway.
He's going to say, "Wash your hands." We got to talk.
But the biggest point of the article was really more about how most of the time, even though an FBI agent should be waiting for you when you get off the plane, there usually is nothing waiting for you.
You mean they wait? Or they just don't care?
Well, what it turns out, there's a chain of decisions that happens while the flight is taking place that ultimately decides the fate of the person that is the offender, and so it kind of ends up being up to the pilot.
The pilot.
Yeah, it ultimately ends up being up to the pilot whether or not they radio in and report this and have somebody there to arrest them. And
so not the flight attendants who probably are the ones dealing with it.
Well, the flight,
passengers.
the flight attendants. So they receive a complaint. The flight attendant reports that to the head stewardess, who then goes in and talks to the pilot, and then the pilot decides whether or not to radio it in.
And they say we have a bit of a mess on our hands.
Yeah, and
we're in a sticky situation.
It was a really disturbing article because it was all sorts of
new phenomenon.
No. Apparently, this is not a new phenomenon.
So it's not like it's ramping up in present day.
No. I think again, the point of it was that for a multitude of reasons, it's not being taken care of in the way that, let's say, it used to be, even though it's never been a common occurrence. But yeah, there was like this article had a like iPhone video that some lady took of like the guy next to her. He's like got his blanket on, and you just see the blanket moving, and it's jacked up.
Maybe they're like, flying is so stressful. And, just thank God they have some sort of outlet that it doesn't involve guns or yelling at us.
Yeah. I'm going to have to find it. I think I read it.
But the article isn't talking about how there's an increase of it. It's just, like a slight increase. Yeah. A little bit.
Then
that always is it reporting because there's phones. People are seeing the evidence of such. Therefore, it goes up. And or are people just not giving a fuck anymore and like, hey, we're all sex positive now. Let's just do whatever we want.
I think. It's a whole lot. I'm gonna have to find the link, put it in the show notes, send it to you, because there was a whole lot to think about in this article, because at the face of it and the way that I say it, it's kind of like but it was one of those things where, I started reading it going, oh, well, and then I was like, oh, dear God, this is kind of I ended up being disturbed by it, which I was surprised because I just thought it was going to be just another, regular old, here's some dumb perv type of thing. But it was pretty wild.
I would assume it depends on if other passengers witness it or if just the flight attendant.
The severity of them,
and go to court. So
the severity of all of this were all over the board. So it was some of them like the one with the iPhone video, and the other is like, I see some guy showing me his hog from across the aisle. But then there was another story of a girl who woke up with the guy next to her with his hand in her crotch.
Good God,
rummaging around. And
so that's what like I go on this continuum of. Is it a pattern of current behavior, which is just basically men behaving badly without sort of any kind of filter, which is what
it is very much that. Very much that, sure.
Or is it just being reported more that, like, hey, men have always behaved badly and we're just now trying to curb it? That's kind of the
yes. I feel like that's kind of where that might not have been the explicit, takeaway from the story. It certainly is an implicit takeaway from the story.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh man.
Where was that? Where did I see that?
In Flight magazine? Was that what it was?
No, it wasn't an In Flight magazine. Damn it! Did I see it?
That'd probably be the worst place to put it. Like right now, there are probably an average of 3 men masturbating around you on this flight. You're like, what?
What? Where?
And you might be one of them. You're like, oh, you're right. I am. Oh,
oh yeah,
I am one of them. Oh shit, I didn't even know. It's because of the altitude. It's like crime makes it easier. Just masturbation gets easier. No, it's not true. It's the air. It's the air. It's the compression.
It's the
pressurization. I can't help it. That's the. I don't want to cry, so and you know what? You shouldn't show me movies. And That's messed up.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up.
No. I don't have any response to that other than that.
It's creepy. What? I'm trying to find it. And apparently, United Airlines is that's the airline. If you wanna check somebody cranking it, that's apparently the airline to find it on. Because
that's the highest occurrence.
Yeah, most of these jack flights happen on United,
or they're just reporting it more often.
Well, I mean, the I don't know. The article had out of the 5 or 6, 3 to 5 of them were United, and then like one. Because
if it's
Delta.
about people not dealing with it, the ones that are dealing with it are going to be the ones that are going to seem like they have the problem,
right?
Just because they're dealing with it, it's like, oh, well, look at all of your reported cases. Like, right, because we're reporting it. Other people probably aren't. Therefore, shielding themselves from the publicity of, look at all the people that are cranking it on your airline.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true of, that's why all corporations try to, we self-regulate. Well, how are things going? Great. It's perfect. Like, no, they're not self-regulating because they don't want to skew the scales to some degree.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like, I can't remember the example I was thinking of. It's just weird the way we penalize companies for being honest, but demand them to be honest. It's weird. Like, tell me what's going on. Well, this is going on. What is wrong with you? You're out of here. Like, but you just asked me to do it. Like, yeah, well, I don't want to know the truth, and when I know the truth, I'm going to deal with it. Like, you're sending mixed messages, buddy. It's like, it would be like Trump saying right now, look at how corrupt the government is. Look at all the people that have gotten arrested and indicted. Like, yeah, it's your fault. Like, no, just look at all what's happening.
Yeah,
turning it around on like the government's fault for being corrupt when it's your fault that it's corrupt because you can't hide behind your trying to weasel your way out of being reported or seen or whatever. Like, maybe United is just really good at being like, hey, knock this off. And Delta's like, you know what? We're going to look like the better airline if we don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Just what the fuck is wrong with guys?
I don't know. I just
what the hell?
God, yeah,
why would you ever why?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I've done some dumb things in my life.
They teenagers? No, probably not.
No.
Then you should know better. But I also know that that's not true. People don't know better about anything.
Yeah.
You finished Parks and Rec, though, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. As a matter, okay, so yes, so as part of my media corner, we will also circle back and throw in a little bit of kind of new jobby talk. So since I have a start date, and the start date is fairly far away. I mean,
yeah, you gotta.
I think that, or at least over the last 2 weeks, I have not gone into the office that I had been sharing. I've just been here. And I mean, I could go in. I'm doing work for them, but it just kind of has been one of those things that. And I realized yesterday, I was like, I subliminally have just decided to not go in because
you've given up.
Well, I've given up, but I'm also soaking up all this time that it's the number one thing that I'm gonna miss the most about working for myself is that freedom, that flexibility to do whatever. So
it's a toss up between the freedom to be what you've done and also not having to worry about the next paycheck.
Yeah, totally.
Media Corner.
So, given that, I've been staying at home and working at home, and, I've had the TV on. I have seen so much stuff over the last 2 weeks.
It's great.
Oh, my God. So, I finished Parks and Rec, 3 weeks ago. I watched all of the first season of AP Bio because I only watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes. So I just started over again and just watched the entire thing. Get on that. It's really good. Yeah. I started watching Matt Groening's Disenchantment on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet.
I've only watched
I've heard
3.
really mixed things.
I've only watched 3. I've heard that it really doesn't start getting good until episode 7. So, I was not that impressed.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, what else have I watched? I finally got around to watching.
You're still watching Making It?
Yeah, watching Making It. I just finished season 2 of Westworld yesterday. Which was not as good as the first season. I didn't.
I'm real meh on.
Yeah,
Westworld.
it was. Yeah. Let's see. Watched a couple of movies. Okay, here's where I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Big horror fan? Are you?
Big horror fan?
Yeah,
Depends
horror
what you
fan.
mean by horror?
Like horror.
Do you mean like slasher? Or do you mean suspense like A Quiet Place or Get Out or whatever? Or It Follows? Babadook.
Okay, it's probably more like the Babadook.
Okay. Yeah, I could take those.
Okay.
I don't want. You're talking about Hereditary?
Yes.
I already know all about it,
Yes.
but have not seen it. I watched The Witch. I know it's in line with that to some degree, in terms of like, it turns real evil, and I know all about it. Someone spoiled it for me, so
Oh, well, there you go.
I know all about it. I know all about the attic. I know about all how it ends.
Well, even if you don't know, or even if you do know all about how it ends, man, it's a
Creepy or not?
Oh
creepy?
yeah, it's creepy as hell. Like it messed with me a little bit.
Like you won't go in a basement that's dark.
Nah, I mean I'll go into a basement that's dark, but I mean it's just
I still won't. I never will. My whole life I've been terrified of going down.
Yeah, no, well, and see, I mean that's the
Bloody Mary's gonna grab me.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, to me, the end of it was so incredibly creepy by the fact that it was so well lit. Everything was
So
bright.
that's the one, I have no context of how it looks.
Yeah, I mean, it was bright, and the music was like, really. The music was also really bright, and everything just felt real. I mean, it felt like this big positive ending with just all of this horrific crap going on. And yeah, I mean, it was. So I would say, if that movie, even like I said, even if you know kind of what's up, man, it's a very visually arresting.
But it would
movie.
be like The Witch in that regard, then, because The Witch was really beautifully shot. It's really strange shit. Mm-hmm. And it's real. It's like, oh, what? Oh.
Yeah, that's one I remember Pat saying that was a really good movie, and I still need to see that. But yeah, it's
on Amazon, I believe.
Okay, I'll have to go check that out. But yeah, it is a very very beautiful, just visually arresting movie, and it's
who directed that? Is it anyone that we would know?
I think it was his first feature film. I think he was Ari Aster. And I think he was known most for like these weird short films.
Yeah, I don't know any of these.
Yeah.
A24 movie again, man.
Yeah, it's an A24. Which what was it that
they do all the good stuff.
Well, I was going to say there was a trailer that just came out a week or so ago, and that was what made me go, "Oh, I need to watch that." Because I noticed that it was an A24 movie, and what was the trailer that just came out a week or so ago that was really creepy?
Don't know. It could be anything. They have a lot coming out.
Yeah. Here, I'll just go to A24
Under the
Films.
Silver Lake, mid-90s, child act. I want to see 8th grade. I've heard that's good.
I believe it was Slice. Yes, it was Slice. Yeah, which with Chance the Rapper. And so
Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper. And
Paul Scheer, Chris Parnell. Ooh.
It's a horror comedy. It looks great.
Horror comedy. What was the did you see what's it called? It's like a home invasion, not really a home invasion, but like they're doing like a party.
Game night.
Amps up. No, not game night, which was good. It wasn't game night. It was
Game
before
Night
that
was
with
good.
Rich Keckner's in it. And he's like some dude who keeps amping up their dares to each other, and it like turns into super violent. Oh, damn it!
Didn't it also have Breckin Meyer in it?
Could have been
Possibly.
There's a lot of people I didn't know. Like it didn't have big name actors, but it was really messed up. Like people getting beat up.
What's
it called?
I remember seeing a lot of buzz for it, and I never saw it.
Definitely Rich Keckner for sure. I don't know how to spell
When was it?
It's probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I'll have to look up Rich Keckner. If I could spell his name.
Keckner is Koechner. He's a Missouri boy.
Let's see.
Yeah, but I don't see it on here. I don't see anything that even is.
Or not David. It's not Rich Keckner. It's David.
It's David Keckner.
Idiot.
Stupid idiot.
I know he's champ. You don't need to tell me he's champ.
I've gone
Cheap Thrills. Oh, it was 2013. That's how long ago it was.
God,
Cheap Thrills.
okay. I didn't go far enough then. God, it was that.
Do you remember?
long
Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't see it, but I just remember
comedy.
him. I remember him tweeting about it a whole lot.
Pat Healy, Ethan Embry.
Ethan Embry. That's who I was thinking of, not Breckin Meyer. You can see how I made the mistake.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just like real messed up kind of comedy. That's sort of what happens with Game Night too.
Yeah,
It's like The Game except funny.
yeah,
The movie The Game.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Can't think of any. I haven't seen that many. I saw. Did I say that I saw the new Jumanji?
Yes. Yeah, we talked
enjoyable.
about that, which was good. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen a whole lot else. Just haven't.
What else?
I've been watching shows. I've been rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I will always recommend. Again, same creators as Parks and Rec. Mm-hmm. Very funny, very rewatchable, very quotable. No treat yourself kind of situations going on.
Oh, that's too bad.
Quotable, but still lots of idiosyncrasies of characters that you pick up on, like saying cool, like not like Abed kind
Not
of
like
cool.
Abed, yeah.
No, not cool. He just does it over and over again when he's really uncomfortable. It's like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Just like, anyway. And it's a good cop drama too. Like there's pretty good, you have to figure out there's a puzzle here and there's stuff to be solved. So
yeah,
it's a good show. I highly recommend
for
a next, if you want to get into a next series. Like it took you a while to get into Parks and Rec. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's a good one to get into as well.
Well, I'll have to put that on the list because Hulu keeps throwing things at me to watch.
It's a Hulu.
Oh, I know I probably mentioned this a few weeks back when it started. Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
It has gotten way better.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
does it just takes place in a Stephen King universe, or it like literally has characters from Stephen King novels, or it's really not really?
It has one character from a Stephen King novel.
So it's barely attached to anything he's written.
No, it is it is squarely in the Stephen King universe because,
Right.
everything happens in Derry, Maine. And so, you're in Castle Rock, which is by Derry, and I mean it's right there in
Is it
in
next
the
door
whole
to
thing.
Fraggle Rock?
Yeah, yes it is.
I couldn't even say
but
that seriously.
it borrows a lot of stuff from the Stephen King universe. Shawshank Prison is a huge part of the story.
Interesting. Going non-horror.
Well, yeah. I mean, it grabs from all sorts of stuff, and the big thing about it is that it is full of Easter eggs that anybody who really is nerded out on Stephen King books will find all this stuff. Like so some of the things are obvious, like Shawshank Prison,
Right.
but then other things like there's a taxi driver and her name is Jackie Torrance instead of Jack Torrance from The Shining, and just lots of things.
Lots of Easter eggs.
Lots of Easter eggs, but it feels very much like a Stephen King story. It's the guys who have made their own original story out of a style have done a killer job of it. My only thing is it. I think it took about one episode too long to start getting good. Because, the first 4 episodes, I was just like, I don't see anything going on here. But,
It feels like dramas start stronger than comedies. Comedies take a long time to warm up because I think comedy is very nuanced, and drama can get pretty quickly to a hook or a catch, or like, ooh, here's the intriguing thing, I'm in.
Yeah.
And you have to pay it off, but it's pretty
exactly.
rare to find a drama that's like, okay, this is getting really boring, and then after several, like, oh, I'm getting it now. Because most people don't want to wait it, because I would assume it's an hour.
Yeah,
right?
they're all an hour.
Most people
long.
aren't going to give you 3 hours of their time to get good.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing. I was like, oh man, these first 3, and it was kind of one of those things where I, at looking back, I was like, oh, I can see that they were trying to build so much.
Right. Do you have to be a huge Stephen King fan?
You do
to like
not.
it?
That's also a nice.
Because I don't know a whole lot of his stuff.
No, that's
really.
also a good thing. Is that you?
That's good.
You really, honestly, could know nothing about Stephen King, and this whole thing stands on its own. It just happens to be that if you do know a lot about Stephen King, there are gifts for you.
Nice. Right. The Easter eggs are for fans, and the rest of it's just a good show.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
cool.
I
I would suggest it. Yeah, but just
as long as they're not random clowns just showing up. We're like, oh, come on.
Nope. But I mean, but the nice thing is that they cast Bill Skarsgård. Yes, Bill Skarsgård as the main creepy character who also played Pennywise in the new It. So,
I was going to call, for some reason I kept saying Periwinkle. I'm like, I know his name is not Periwinkle.
So yeah, I mean,
Pennywise.
it's very interesting. And so, that's been pretty good. Watched, the new Bert Kreischer comedy special last night.
Yeah. I don't think of him as a comedian.
He looks too much
he's
like a
funny.
guy I used to work with.
I don't think of him as a stand-up. There we go.
Okay,
He
what
tell
do
a
you
good
think
story.
of him? Oh yeah, he tells a great story.
But he's not
the Russian
punchline
mafia
kinda guy.
thing is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's a Kreischer classic, if you will.
Yeah.
But I like as a special, I'm like, I don't know that I could get through a Kreischer, just a special.
Yeah.
Because he's too off the cuff and too more, it's more about him reacting to something you'll say to him. Or
it felt really weird.
He needs a spark. I don't seem like he's a guy that has a through line of a story. He needs help and guidance.
Yeah.
Because he's manic.
Yes.
So, like, I saw that special. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, it's not bad, but it again took a little bit before I was like, yeah, okay, I'm into this. This is good. But so it was okay.
Did you ever watch Nanette?
Yeah, we watched. Yeah, we talked about that.
Did we talk about? We talked
we
about
did.
it. I didn't know you had watched it.
Yeah, I had.
You had one.
Yeah, I watched it.
I don't. I am so bad with the memory of words and things that I've seen.
Yeah,
so.
it happens. It happens.
Maybe do this.
There was something else that you had said that, like, I had something to talk about when I had to unfortunately miss last week because of drama.
Yeah, I can't remember. I wrote down a lot of stuff trying to remember.
And you lost the paper that you wrote.
I lost the paper that I wrote all of the things that I was like, here are the things that we will need to talk about next time.
Oh, damn it.
Let's see. Was it something that we talked about butter burgers? And
I'm just disappointed that you don't like Culver's. I love it.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
I've never had Freddy's, and I had Freddy's, and I would think I actually prefer Freddy's over Culver's. But my options before were like Five Guys, which is a good burger, but a huge ass burger and pricey. Other chain Smash Burger, which is
yeah.
Of Smash Burger. And then, a Wendy's burger is still, I'd say, pretty up there on the
burgers that are burgers.
On the burgers
yes.
that you can get. Mm-hmm. Cheap burger, good burger, fresh burger, comparatively to anywhere else.
Yeah.
But Freddy's, that thin, crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good burger. The little, like, In-N-Out type fries, little munchies.
Little tinies.
Yeah, little teenies. And then that hot sauce you can get with it. Mm-hmm. You get, like, that sriracha something dipping sauce for the fries. That's pretty good.
Yeah. We had a hot dog place that took the little thin, tiny In-N-Out fry to its next level.
Like, thinner?
No. Curly. Tiny little
curly thin.
Yeah, curly thin.
Oh wow!
Oh man!
Oh, my brain is reeling.
Right man, like almost spaghetti thin,
curly. Oh my god!
Fries and so they would all clump together. So you just naturally got a giant mound of them.
A dread of fries.
Oh yeah, it was something. It was something.
Better than curly fries, like the Arby's. The seasoning on the Arby's curly fries is pretty good.
Yeah, if you threw some seasoning on there, it'd be game over.
Now, if you go to Five Guys, do you straight up fries or you do Cajun?
Oh, Cajun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
There's another place out here called Burger Fi, which is sort of like a cross between Freddy's and Five Guys.
I think so. Like one of those somewhere around here.
It's like It's a more thin burger patty. But a heftier one, like a Five Guy, like in terms of like more stuff on it. It's a little more pricey. Freddy's, I don't think was too expensive either.
No,
it has hot dogs. I never tried hot dogs at either Five Guys or Freddy's because I'm like, I'm not here for the hot dog.
Five Guys hot dog is pretty good.
I've seen it. They look good.
Because my kids have ordered them and then didn't eat it, and I was like, oh well, all right.
Yeah, it looks like an all beef.
Yeah, it's pretty
Costco
good.
Type burger.
Hot
dog.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Actually, the Costco hot dog, best hot dog I've ever had.
Hell yes,
best hot dog around.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I've had a ton, but I've had enough to know a hot dog. I'm like, that's a damn good hot dog.
Oh man, if I'm in the neighborhood of
flavorful.
Costco, I'll drop by just to have a hot dog. Yeah,
it's cheap as hell too.
Yeah.
Is it $1.99 for their hot dog?
Yeah,
sure?
$1.50.
$1.50, and then 50 cents for the drink. You could eat every day on hot dogs and soda.
Oh yeah, no,
You'd be dead by 52, but it was a good full life.
Oh yeah, I had to get my tires replaced over the winter, and I made sure to go in just in time for lunch, so that way after
I assume
after
they
I got
have
the tires.
Do they have different things there than you do here? Like we have a brisket sandwich.
Yeah, they got that.
We got the chicken bake. Do you have a chicken bake? It's like a pastry with Caesar.
Oh yeah. They've got
chicken.
Yeah. I just can't. I don't see past the hot dog.
Pizza slice.
Oh yeah, pizza. I mean pizza slice, of course, but yeah,
the full pizza is pretty good too. Actually, like New York style. It's $10 for a very large pizza. Not the bake one, not the one that you take home and bake. That one's average at best. No, they're to go. Like you get your own pizza for $10. It's huge. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad pizza. Apparently, they're like the third biggest pizza chain in America.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sure.
Huh.
They're up in the top 5 at least.
Weird.
I want to look this up. I might be talking out of turn, but I'm fairly certain they're huge.
It sounds believable anyway.
It's also kind of cool. They have a whole machine to put the sauce on the pizza. They put it on a turntable, and this arm comes out, and it it does the sauce just like that's so cool.
Yeah.
They just put it in machine, so it turns out. I mean, all pizza places do that now. They have the oven that just takes it through, so it cooks exactly the same every way. But
yep.
I had a huge. All right, we're going to transition from pop culture into. I've had huge conversations with people. I don't think we've ever talked about this. Have we talked about automation?
In what terms?
Well, in terms of our industry that we talk about, how blind it is to its own. It's creating its own problems without really wanting to deal with what it's doing.
We've kind of danced around that in certain aspects, but
because all I ever keep hearing from people in the startup culture and everything else is like, yeah, but we're creating jobs. I'm like, because here's what happened. It was they were talking about what was it? It was clearly about, I don't remember specifics now. I had to have to look it up again, but it was about some startup that was creating this whole new automated service where it's like it can do this without the aid of humans and it will do all this stuff. And they're like, it's so cool. Look what it can do. Make everything faster. It'll make all this profit for a company, all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's fantastic. Like, yes, it's going. They're like, well, you can't stop it. It's inevitable. Like, I understand all of this is inevitable, but it's just taking away jobs from people that need work. And they're like, well, the Industrial Revolution did the same thing. It took away horses and buggies, and it took away this. I'm like, yeah, well, time out, back up. It created more jobs than it ever took away. Mm-hmm. Like, we created a car. We had to create people to create the car. And around that car, we had to create gas stations, and we had to create mechanics, and we had to create people who built the roads. And like, it created so many more jobs adjacent to its actual being produced that it more than made up for what it took out in terms of people raising horses and building carriages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, the same cannot be said with what automation is doing. There's no way that automation is creating more jobs than it takes away. It's impossible. Robots don't need any more people to create it than the jobs that they're taking. A robot in a fast food industry is taking away 20 jobs. It doesn't take 20 people to build a robot. It takes robots to build robots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, that was just a big argument. They're like, well, I disagree. If you look at, like, they just kept going back to things like, if you look at this, it took away, like, the computer took away secretaries and typewriters and all that. And I'm like, but it didn't, because then it created software developers, and it created, like, I keep driving home the fact that an industry that really is progressing forward creates more opportunity for more people from it. Oh, it was about autonomous truck driving. Because the goal is for most trucking companies to be driverless in 5 years. 5.
Wow.
And
all,
this was on
all trucking companies?
5 to
I'm
10
assuming?
years. They're already getting really close.
Yeah.
It was on a podcast I was listening to. It was really fascinating. They're like, there's 500,000 people who drive trucks right now. Just alone. But you also have to think about, again, adjacent businesses that this affects. I think it was on the Ezra Klein show. So you have truck stops and hotels and gas stations that are along highways that are purely there and making money off of truckers.
Mm-hmm.
If you're autonomous, you never stop. You might have to stop to get gas. That's about it. But there's no food. There's no hotel stay. There's, no flying J's that are going to be needed anymore. So you're not only getting rid of 500,000 jobs for truckers, but a lot of these businesses that rely on those truckers are going to go away too. Is it going to take 500,000 plus people to create automatic trucks? No. The trucks already are being built anyway. Those jobs are there. You're going to have some tech people to do it, but it's not going to be nearly enough. So, like, this to spiral into a conversation, like, in terms of a heart-to-heart with tech people, like, you realize that you're putting more people out of work than you're providing work for them. And they're like, well, that's their problem for not getting training. And it just went down a whole big other area. I'm like, shouldn't we be creating software to help people to advance? Shouldn't we be creating, like, hey, I know that you just lost your job as a truck driver. You don't have any money now. You don't have education. You can't afford to pay for that education to get the advancement so that you can maybe get a tech degree with which to then help build the robots that do it. Also, there's not enough jobs in the industry because they don't need as much of it. So also, you're just shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why these conversations go back towards the whole idea of the basic universal income kind of idea, which is also an impossibility to figure out.
Yeah.
But we are creating this problem and we're not stopping. And my pushback was to them was like, just stop and think about what we're doing. Yeah, it may not be around right now, but that's all we ever talk about is pushing things off because it's not happening right now. And then when we're fucking faced with it, we have no solution because we weren't thinking about what we were doing.
Yeah.
That's why we're in the environmental predicament we are right now. Well, it's not an issue for another 25 years. It's not an issue for another 20 years. It's not an issue for another 5 years. Guess what? When that time is up, like, why didn't we do anything about it? Because we kept saying that we were going to deal with it later. We're getting rid of all of these jobs. We're not trying to think about how we're going to equip millions upon millions of people to have work. Because what are people going to do if they don't have work? They're just going to become sapped on our resources anyway. They're going to have to, have unemployment? Their health is going to deteriorate. They're probably going to have, what are they going to do to make money? They'll probably have to find an illegal way to do. I mean, it's just.
They're going to masturbate on airplanes.
Yeah. I mean. What else are they going to do? They're going to put me in jail? Cool. I'll get 3 square meals a day. I'll have a roof over my head. It's just like, I don't know that tech people, it's the whole move fast and break things. Yeah, we're fucking breaking things.
Mm-hmm. But there's nobody left to come around and fix it.
We're just breaking things. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that whole Facebook phrase is actually ominous.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely broke things.
Mm-hmm.
And have no plans to know how to clean it up. Well, we broke it. Yeah. Well, you're going to fix it?
Broke it for you.
No. But we disrupted shit. I'm like, thanks. Really glad you disrupted my entire life. It's real cool of you. Cool. So that gives us this whole conversation, and it's frustrating to me that there are so many tech people that are myopic about tech. The whole Dr. Ian Malcolm thing. We're so busy trying to figure out what we can do. We're not thinking about if we should.
Yep.
It just frustrates me to no end. I mean, not thankfully. I mean, you're going to be in an industry that isn't getting rid of jobs per se, I don't think.
Right.
And has a goal of greater good. It's working in the healthcare industry, about getting better patient care, all that kind of stuff. And I'm in an industry where it's like, oh, we're going to try to resell goods and not create more trash and help people who have lost loved ones or dealing with downsizing or divorce or whatever. Like,
yeah.
But so much everything else that is getting tons and millions of dollars is like, we're going to automate driving and get rid of taxis and kill industries and
yeah
sell
to
your
what
data.
End? Yeah.
And like, we're already way past the point of no return.
Yeah.
And we're going to suddenly find in 15 years when unemployment, that's a whole nother issue. Unemployment numbers are down. Having a job doesn't mean you're living. Yeah, jobs are plentiful, but when you're getting paid nothing, what does that matter that you have a job?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm making $8 an hour. I have a job, and I have another job, and I have another job. Just so that I could survive. Oh, and also, I'm going to take that job away from you because the job that you're doing, we'd rather a robot do. Sorry. It makes the business so much more money, though, that we're going to keep and give to our shareholders and our board of directors.
We'll just have more YouTubers.
It's just the more I think about it, I just get so depressed.
Yeah.
Because no one is. I know there are people talking about it, but it seems like the people who are the ones making things are just don't give a shit. And then I'm like, how are you any better than what Trump and his cronies are doing? You're just taking advantage of his system and saying, fuck you, I want to make mine while I can. I want to get paid. I want to get rich and famous, whatever you want to say. Screw consequences. Life is meaningless, whatever. You know, like, it's not a whole lot different. Maybe they don't really want it to be, but it's not a fun spiral in my brain to go down when I start thinking about that, especially related to my kids.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect us as much as it's going to affect them. They're going to be the ones living with the consequences in 50 years or 30 years of a job market that's overwrought with people who don't have the training or the jobs or the skill sets to do anything. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's legislation that can be done.
Well, I mean, you know, that's the thing is you'll eventually have, well, I'm sure that there, you know, are lobbies for this as is, you know, but you'll have special interest lobbies that make sure that legislation doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a fun, cheery thought as well.
Right? It's I mean, I'm mostly thinking because my daughter started college this week. So I'm like, God, you're going to have to be a good psychologist because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always the one that I just bring the fun. This is how, like, I get these conversations with spiral into, how about we make a suicide amusement park? You know, that's just where we gotta go. You know the suicide coaster, right?
No.
Oh, you don't know about the suicide coaster?
No, I don't know about the suicide coaster.
The euthanasia coaster?
No.
Some rich guy he knew he was dying and he wanted someone to create a human, what's the word? Not human. Non-lethal, painful way to die. Basically, it's this huge roller coaster that does so much G-forces on you that you pass out for so long with so little blood going to your brain that you eventually die.
Wow.
It's a true thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
So then we went down the path of like, maybe it should be an entire amusement park. And we started thinking about what would the other rides be. What would the other euthanasia rides be? Would there be some sort of like
some sort of
scrambler
water ride,
or some sort of scrambler where blades would come out and cut your head off or something? Because one was like, obviously the euthanasia coaster, the car you're in is already a coffin, so by the time it's over, closes, it's done, you go right into the ground. So we're trying to think of like efficient, cost-effective, humane ways with which to end life. It's very, very bad. I couldn't think of much because I was trying to think of rides. I'm like, everything's a coaster to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have is it a Ferris wheel that drowns you slowly or something like that?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's not humane. So
no.
Now you're getting torturous. If you want something quick and painless, what is it? A gas? Where you get euphoric, lack of oxygen? So,
yeah, well, I mean that's how this thing is working as I'm reading it. Yeah. So it's just like a lack of oxygen thing.
I always say this is a lot of people. I don't remember where I heard about it, but I told someone else. They're like, "How you never told me this?" I'm like, "Gee, I don't know. It doesn't just come up in conversation that often."
Yeah.
Speaking of roller coasters, I think then it obviously took a turn towards something in your area that happened that was terrible.
Yes, the water slide thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing's still up.
Are you kidding me?
It's still there. I mean, it obviously was shut down.
Oh, they had
and never opened it back up, and it's slated to be removed, but it's still there.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's fucked up. I mean, I obviously not there. Have you ever been to that water park?
I have never been to the water park. No,
it's Verrückt. Or
yeah, Verrückt.
Like it's German for watch your head.
Yeah. No, what was it? It was like German for crazy or something.
So it's like Action Park is what they're creating.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
You know Action Park, right? Please tell me you know Action Park.
No, wait, what is Action Park?
Action Park was in Jersey. There's this crazy, crazy water park that just the people designed rides and they weren't designers or engineers. They created a loop water slide. A loop.
What? Oh my!
And they're
God.
like, well, a lot of people went down it wrong. One person like kind of hurt their back really bad going through the loop.
Oh
like
my
it
God.
was just mayhem. It was like known as like just a park where you hurt yourself. You had a alpine slide or something where people like it was out of control. It was too fast. The brakes didn't work. You just scrape up your knees and come flying off the edge of the because like they didn't know what they were doing. So like you'd go curves and like you just go flying off of it and stuff.
Oh dear God.
There's a lot written about Action Park. But it sounds like Verrückt.
Yeah.
It's their own version. Like, we're going to make the craziest slide that would potentially kill you. Well,
oh yeah, there it is, Action Park. All right. Oh look, there was the loopy.
Yeah. Can you believe someone? We should totally make a slide with a loop in it. You're like, How would that work?
That thing right there. I mean that.
It was a thing. I lived in the area at the time.
That I've seen some iteration of this in every fail video on the internet that I've ever seen. There's always somebody trying to put a loop in a thing, and but they
did it.
They did it,
and they'd have a lot of hurt people.
Yeah, I bet.
Just in the 80s, it was like hot in the 80s. Just think about how insane the 80s were.
Oh yeah,
and this park is like every 80s teen movie probably in one. Like there's like YouTube videos of people taking their 80s, VHS camera around. You're like, wow, this just feels like straight out of a teen movie. Just like kids without parents around, jumping on other people in a pool.
Oh yeah, right here. This one has the video, has this shitty VHS. Oh my gosh. Somebody actually came out of it.
Yeah, people did it, but this is where, yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of amazing that it existed for so long. It was like around for like 20 years. I'm sure they had so many lawsuits. Well, maybe they just weren't as lawsuit happy back then. I think it's reopening.
This is like some marketing video for Action Park. There are lots of bad decisions being made in this video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it was a thing. I lived not too far
from
that
Alpine
area.
slide. I have jacked myself up bad on one of those before.
You know you're going to hit that curve, and you're just going to go off over the edge. Because I bet they didn't make them tall enough or wide enough.
Wow.
It's a fun little wormhole to go down. Chris Gethard did a 2-parter. It's on Daily Motion, which is the stupidest. But he did a documentary on it because he grew up going to that park. But it's pretty. It's a great little rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah. All right.
It's a really fun one. Just hopefully we can get rid of some regulations and bring it back to all of America.
Yeah, let's bring it back. All right. Woo! All right,
Less regulations.
I have a topic for next time.
Oh yeah.
But I want you to put some homework into this.
Okay.
So,
love me some.
Are you familiar with ASMR?
Oh, I am. Yes. There's a new Netflix documentary.
Oh, is there?
Well, the only thing I've seen you know how they're doing the auto previews now? I guess they've been doing it for a while. It's this chick whispering. I'm like, ugh. I don't know what I think about it. I think it bothers me.
Well, see, I mean, that's the thing. I got down a rabbit hole of ASMR videos last week.
You were starting to watch them?
Well, yeah, because I read a thing about it. It seemed like all of a sudden within a 48, and it could have been coinciding with this Netflix thing, within a 48-hour period, I saw all these articles about it.
Yeah, it's been a thing for a while.
Yeah,
their videos are hugely watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been several NPR-type shows talking about it.
Do stuff like this. And
it's called Follow This, and it has an ASMR chick on it.
Yeah.
And she was, hi, everybody.
Go
talk about that.
Try to watch some.
I think it'll drive me crazy.
Well, see, that's why I was like, because the first thing that I saw was like a quick Facebook video about, check out this lady. She's an ASMR video star and she eats pickles into a microphone. And I'm like, oh, fuck no.
I don't like pickles for one. And
I was like, what? What is this all about? And I did not go check out Pickle Eating Lady, but I was like, well, certainly it's got to be some other stuff besides eating pickles. And so, so I checked out a random sampling of of these videos. And so the homework is to see if whether they actually do drive you crazy. Challenge.
Oh no.
Watch some ASMR videos. See if they drive you crazy or not. But also try to I discerned a very distinctive pattern in these videos.
Okay.
And I will say nothing more. I just want to see if you also pick up on something very noticeable. If once you pick up on something, I'd be interested to know what it is that you pick up on.
All right.
So,
I'm curious now.
Okay.
Boy, this is going to be uncomfortable watching this. There's every now and then I'll hear someone talk like NPR, and I'll notice how much they talk through their nose, and then that's all I can hear.
Yeah.
Like, I can really hear your nose being a part of the delivery of your voice. And then I just can't hear anything else.
The thing that I had the most concern about was intentional mouth sounds.
Oh, like lip smacking?
Yeah. Like
swallowing.
Somebody who would get into a micro, because that was kind of like what pickle eating lady was. And I quickly, Yeah.
Breathing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I quickly found that pickle mouth noise lady was very much not part of the pattern that I recognized.
So are they just chewing?
Well, this particular lady was. Go check them out.
Yeah, I'm already getting uncomfortable. I know people like watch that to fall asleep and stuff.
Well, yes, and so think about that as you're researching this a little bit, and then we will talk about this.
I prefer to watch There Will Be Blood right before I fall asleep, especially the bowling pin scene. That's a great way to get some I Drink Your Milkshake. He beats Paul Dano over the head with a bowling pin. That's just a slip right into slumber.
Very nice. Just right so relaxing.
Just a little bit of violence.
A little bit of the old ultraviolence.
I Drink Your Milkshake. Seepage. All right, I'm putting some videos. Oh boy, they get a lot of views. A lot of views.
Mm-hmm. Like a lot of views.
It's all female. Do any guys do it? Should we enter the market as ASMR guys?
I feel that there's a large opportunity there.
Hi everybody.
Yeah, I did.
I wouldn't be able
not
to do it seriously.
I did not find any. Of course, I didn't look hard enough, but I did not find any male ASMR YouTubers.
Oh,
but
that's vaping not the, ASMR.
That's not the pattern.
Oh, here's a dude. Anyway, oh wow, it is definitely young female centric by all of the previews. Gross. They're opening things and making noises with them. Ugh. Scalp massage? No. I was looking at the titles of some of these, and they're making me very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. A lot of tongue sticking out. Stop that. Intense ear eating. No.
Yeah. Yeah, see, those are, I can't.
Eating barbecue prawns. No, wrong. So wrong. No, I'm out. Ugh. I can't let my wife see all this. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's for homework? She won't believe that.
It's challenge.
It's a podcast challenge. And you can't back down. All right. Oh boy.
Yep, there you go. There's your homework. Okay. I
am verrucked by looking at this.
You will be.
You know what this makes me want to do? Masturbate on a plane.
Ding 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 ding. Oh.
You gotta find that. You gotta find that article on planerbation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to find the exact one. I mean, I Googled it, and there are a whole bunch of them out there.
Oh, of course.
But, yeah.
Do you have questions or topics for the show? Call 816-535-1094 and leave a voicemail. Or reach us on Twitter at Uncle Weepy. If you enjoyed this show, first rate and review the show on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. Your review helps the podcast robot suggest this show to other listeners. Second, consider supporting the show on Patreon. Patrons of the show get access to exclusive after-show material. Several levels of support are available. Visit patreon.com/Uncle Weepy for details.